Academy wins it, 16-8. If Winstrike wins it, 16-12.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's see how the knife goes for starters. That can also be a good indicator of a... Oh, and it looks to be going towards the direction of Winstrike, who will probably then be starting on the CT side. Seems like the most logical choice to make. And, well, Winstrike on the CT side, perhaps get that early, early advantage.
They really need to build their money. If they get that AWP on towards Lion, yard is closed. There's not much that Big Academy should be able to do. So then Winstrike can really build up on those rounds. And then I'm curious to see how Big Academy will play around it. How their utility will be, will most likely be quite alright. But of course, also their change up towards either an A take or possibly also a ramp push work out well. Because, well, if Lion is being that rock, how will they surpass it?
Ooh, wow. Okay. Well, it's an interesting way to look at it, and I do very much understand your point. Now, we will see, all right? It looks like we are finally getting into things. Winstrike indeed starting on that CT side, as expected. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The second map of this match so far. If Big Academy wins this, then this will be their map and match win. But if Winstrike wins this, we will be going on a little train ride to train.
Well, Big Academy actually has the better odds at this moment in time after winning that first map. And that's contrary as to where we started. USP shots are flying by. Hades slightly tagged up as we're now seeing a very quick push towards B. Oh, that's unfortunate for Nickelback. Not in a good position. Being taken down quite early on, and that's unfortunate for the side of Winstrike. But actually, it turned around towards the A side. Over rotate possibly from Winstrike, as Lackey's the first player to actually get a kill in. And a plant indeed on towards that A side. A big turnaround from the Germans to see if they can make it work. But Lackey with a second, almost with a third. It's going to be Panic with a kill. But how did Chris not die? I'm so confused. 2-on-2.
2-on-2, but the plant is already down, so it's an after-plant situation, and Hades from a good position here. Also, Krisen severely tagged. Now there's a good chance. They try to fake the defuse, but they don't stick it.
Well, the problem is they don't have a diffuser. Luckily, they have Krisen with 2 frags to come in. And that's a retake done. Triple kill for Krisen in total. Of course, Lackey really leading the charge and getting those kills in early, making it at least a little bit possible. And, well, this is possibly the worst case scenario for Big Academy. Losing the pistol, and then, well, now they have had a bomb plant. Would you then force, or would you then try to eco or pistol at least for the AKs in the next round? Because I think that would be a very sensible approach, trying to at least exploit that possibility. But apparently they go for that force by putting down pressure on a wonky economic.
I do like that word. It's very fitting in this situation, but I would say that it could be worse. You know, there are definitely quite a lot of opportunities here. The rifles aren't the worst in the world. They're also not the best, but they'll do the job, I dare say. It all will depend on where it's going to go, who's going to get those initial frags. For now, it doesn't really seem to be going anywhere, but in the end, it seems like Alien does get the frag on Panics.
And there we have our op head-to-head without any ops in play. Really quick play here from Anduin. Gets a frag, or at least a return frag on towards Krisen, but Nickelback turns in for a frag himself. Make that a double. And this force buy for Big Academy not working out whatsoever, as it is a 4-player left standing for Winstrike 2-0 lead. And that means we now have a very sad moment for Big. They have to go on towards that eco. Possibly a slight pistol upgrade for Anduin. But from that point onwards, they have to bank on the next round.
I'd say a minute of silence for Big Academy, but I can't keep my mouth shut for that long.
That was really hard. Been there, tried that, never worked out.
No, it's dramatic. I guess that's why we are who we are. Let's see if...
Look at the weapons they recovered. They took down a Galil and an AK as well on the side of Winstrike, and they're by for a bonus round, so to say, possibly. It's actually really good.
Yeah,
there's an MP9 and a Galil and 2 really good rifles to go with it.
Look at this, though. Could be a good hold there so far. Elian takes out Marvin. That's one player out of the running. Here, good hold from Nickelback. Gets another frag himself. And things are looking very, very positive for Winstrike. Third frag comes in. Panics and Grimbo both left alive. And amongst the two of them, 53 HP in total. Not much more than that, which means that this round is almost certainly looking to be a Winstrike win.
Indeed it will, as we now had a 3-0 lead. First, a real buy round coming in from Big Academy. No force anymore. As of course they have now saved up more than enough money. No AWP, I would imagine, for the side of Panics, which is a little bit unfortunate because I think that could have really helped them to propel in towards this round and have that long angle advantage. But well, those AKs of course can make a dent as well. A lot of utility to be picked up by the players. Oh, there will actually be an AWP on Panic, so he saved up enough. Great economy.
Fantastic,
Insane.
really. Not much more to say about it. And it looks like Winstrike is continuing their lovely work. And with that, we will now see Big Academy. They stand a, well, not so solid chance so far. Things aren't looking too great. And with that, we will see if this round maybe can turn things around. Panics with that AWP, as you highlighted there. But Winstrike, they're off to a good start, and they might be holding on to that streak, that moral boost for a little while longer.
Well, Nickelback doing what I asked before this map actually started, and that's play a little bit more aggressive around that secret area. We've seen that for some time, but teams have really shied away from it. And he's now fallen back, and Big Academy doesn't know if he's actually still there. So that takes a little bit of utility, that takes a little bit of extra time. And that's something that really favors the CT side. Winstrike so far on that 3-0 lead. Big Academy so far dealing a little bit of damage. As said before in the previous round, the weapons picked up by Winstrike in round number 2 were actually pretty huge. AK and a Galil. The Galil, of course, not being the best, but being decent enough to make it work, as in Molly will go towards the side. Is lucky with the first kill. Bondik with a double as well. Luckily, there will be some refrags coming in from the side of Big Academy. Also wary of a flank. But the problem is they can't get the bomb down just yet in this 2-on-3 situation. The smoke isn't too great either, and Kristen could actually peek there with the Galil. One player still downstairs at defense area, waiting for his time to move up. It's a Lion trying to flank around. Panics with the kill, but now in a 1v2. And there's only 10 seconds left. He falls straight in towards the arms of Nickelback. And he said, look at this photograph, it's going to make you laugh.
Oh, you just love putting that. You really can't resist putting that. You can,
It's what I do in
now
life.
I'm actually thinking, you know, I'm actually thinking about other Nickelback songs, but
I've tried as well, but
I'd hope that, you know, the coach of both teams are wise men, and that they do actually make it instead of never making
I
it.
just hope that the chat will share their favorite Nickelback songs with each other, because of course you have to really support your Winstrike members. It's at this moment in time a 4-0 lead, yet they are a map behind. As you do see the pistol armor coming in from Big Academy, it was supposed to possibly be a little bit of an aggressive play. But as there has been some counter util, they have been slowed down. Very good spray here from Bondik, opening kill onto Hades. There will be the push coming in, but Bondik and Nickelback both helping themselves to get another kill and a clean round to come in. Investment not working out for Big Academy, could have just as easily gone with blocks.
But to be honest, I do want to highlight again, because in the previous map, it was the exact same. Winstrike got a great early start. I believe it was also with 5 rounds. Yes, I'm not wrong. I can see it written down right here. And who knows, if Big Academy now actually throws it around and gets the round win again, I might actually be seeing a series pattern, you know, occurring here. Ooh. And that could just mean that, well, Winstrike might have, how do I put it? Their little streak might have come to an end, but we shall see. It depends all on how this is going to play out. Statistically, it should also be a better map for Big Academy, so who knows? Maybe they just have to get into the swing of things for starters.
Meanwhile, we just see a little bit of spray coming down from Big Academy, trying to contest the ramp area. Incendiary, however, will slow them down for the time being. Well, how long will it be? 7 to 8 seconds, just waiting, and then eventually going for a peek later on. AWP on towards Panics, of course, hoping a player would come into play, but, well, he's fallen back. That means we're now biding our time. Lecky again with the opening kill, taking down Marvin with an aggressive play. It's seemingly not working out for the side of Big Academy so far. Players still close left. They will not be expecting Chris.
Oh,
double kill
wow.
for him. AWP dropped as well. That means we're now on a 5-on-2. And what will the remaining players do? Well, Crimbo will die and only Hades is alive in a 1v5.
It's a lovely rhyme, but alas, it all has to end sometime as Hades gets fragged and Winstrike wins the 6th round. And so Big Academy stays around the number 0. No progress so far, and I believe that right now the best they can do is perhaps buy some pistols, but not much more. Seems like there might be a slight delay. But yeah, so far, do you believe that now it's been turned around? Do you think that because of the fact that Winstrike has now actually won the 6th round, there is a good chance that this might be the start of something great for Winstrike and the start of perhaps a match win if they start off with a map win, of course?
Well, they can even break the emotional bearings of Big Academy a little bit better. If you just look at the scoreboard, or at least the scores of certain players, Hades and Marvin both on 0-0-6, close to possibly dropping that bond. And it's going to be a tactical pause coming out from Big Academy. A very smart choice at this moment in time. Could have actually pulled it out a little bit earlier. As of course, they are now not really doing too well. 6-0 behind, hoping that this might be the break they need. But I'm not sure if they will invest in towards this round or if it will just be another pistol armor gaining another round possibly for Winstrike.
Well, they don't really have the best economy to buy at this point. That's why I said, I expect pistol buys, and I can see a Tech 9 here, so it looks like my prediction might have actually been correct.
Shout out to you.
Boom. But seriously, it's kind of expected, It's not really worth going for a full-on investment here. Better off to just really try and go for some economy damage, try and get the Winstrike reserves lower, but although do have to highlight it for a moment, look at the money on Krizen, look at the money on Elian, those are absurdly high amounts.
And they're just saving, making bank, as they didn't really fall in too many rounds at this moment in time. And it's Big Academy just standing by, and this might actually be a walkover if you just look at the score at this moment in time. Luckily, Big Academy on the CT side will be able to do the exact same as we just see Anwin dropping down in towards the fence. And maybe he will be on the fence as well with this scoreline going against him. It's going to be a Lion dropping down, another player, Hades falling, and that means we now have a 5-on-4. There will be a push going towards B, but Marvin also falling, I believe. That means we have 2 007s as Krizen gets a triple kill at this moment in time. Only Anwin alive. He dropped into the fence early on, but where is he now? Nobody knows.
But this is starting to become quite, well, worrying now, I think is the best word to use. Winstrike is building up a streak here. Definitely have the 7th round now, and Big Academy has a, well, I thought Big Academy had a good chance of winning this map, but it's right now it's starting to all become very doubtful and very uncertain.
My score prediction might be wrong.
Yes, you said,
well,
unless
16-12 if Big Academy started on D side, and 16-8 if Big Academy started on CT. So like the first one we can forget, but so far it's seemingly as if Winstrike is just doing so much better. They only have 7 rounds. It's scary.
It's the main pattern that I'm noticing is just really consistent side holds from Winstrike. They do a damn fine job of it right now, and it's really not much that Big Academy seems to be able to bring against it. There's also very rarely an effective bomb plant so far, and with that, well, Winstrike is just continuously having the upper hand.
We see Penix trying to move up with that AWP once more, going relatively aggressive. Something we've highlighted in the past on the previous map as well, but so far the opening kills have been lacking. And that is the big problem for Big Academy. Now seeing Krizen actually be in a fight will go down, or at least he should be able to go down. And indeed, Hades with the opening kill. Mollies will fall as well to clear out Lion, his possible re-peek and refrag as well. And now we see things slow down. Ooh, Crimbo will
This might be the start of something great. Maybe.
I'm believing. Finally, they're doing something in the round. They have a lead player-wise. So why wouldn't they be able to also get a kill in?
Let's not get too hasty now. Look at this lobby position from Nickelback. If he now goes for it on ramp, there's a potential chance that, although to be fair, by now, by the time they're going to be on the site now, they should be planting soon enough. Nickelback does have a solid, quick push onto the site. Gets the first frag. Does not go for the second. It's Hades who get that one. He does have to suffer greatly for it, but he does get the refrag. Bomb plant down now. And it's only Bondik left, and, well, I'd hope or assume that Bondik is going to save the AK, I believe that's a P250 in his hand, and the utility and armor and diffuse kit that he has.
Such a rich man.
Yes.
Also 10k in the bank, hoping to at least be able to buy back with his team for the next round. At least they've built up something in the works, at a little bit retirement, as Big Academy will win their first round finally, but will it be the first of many? Or will they just be back on their max loss bonus the next round? Because, of course, well, they won't lose everything, they'll just lose a little bit. And so far, they haven't been performing all too well on this map. Things can change, luck can change.
You said 16-7 for Big? If they... Oh, well, no. That
16
was
to 12 for Big if they start
started
on the T side,
side.
and 16 to 8 if they start on CT.
Okay, fair enough. There's still 5 rounds.
Maybe it can just end in the middle. 16 to 10.
Yeah.
Then it would be the
I'm gonna stick
craziest.
with my 16-14 prediction, and even then, I'm even starting to doubt that one because I hear that ooh coming from you. What did you
Because
say?
you're doubting.
Oh, because I'm doubting. Oh, yeah.
You always seem like the confident man in my life that always has things working for him. His line will be peaked by Panics, but meanwhile, Lackey again going aggressive, again getting the kill. It's going to be Nickelback with follow-up into Yard, the Lion taking down Panics as well. And this is a very big scuffle at the blue box, but luckily for the side of Big Academy, they do get some kills in, but some is not enough. It's going to be Krimbo in a 1v3. Still some great players left alive, including Bombik on full HP. And I dare to say, RJ,
Do you dare?
8-1 win strike?
Pretty solid prediction there. I do believe I'm going to follow you on that one. Let's see, Krimbo, unless he has one of the best clutches that we've seen so far at this moment, which I don't really see happening, especially not because of Lackey's position here. Should check this angle, but I don't think he's going to be able to peek it in time. Oh, okay, no, he does manage to get it. Can push onto the side now, has the time advantage, still 45 seconds, but has to look towards heaven now, and he doesn't do it in time. Bondik frags him, makes it the 8th round for Winstrike, whilst Big Academy keep kind of, well... you know, there's a perfect word for it in Dutch, but I can't use that one. So they're kind of faffing about around the 1 round mark. And I'm kind of afraid that Winstrike might actually be going for the double digits at this point, whilst Big Academy is just going to stay down there with their 1 round.
Well, we do see another buy coming in from Big. Of course, their loss bonus is humongous. And let's hope for them they can actually make this work, because it's getting to be a little bit dire for them. More aggression on the outside. Going on towards the main hut is Marvin, coming close to Nickelback, who is contested by that Molly, but so far he's just given the time to fall back. Another aggression is Nickelback with a kill. They're not even peeking.
That's just...
It's Edwin with 1 frag back towards Lion, but still that's a 4-4, and here comes the aggression spray down from Nickelback. That's a triple kill already. Make it a 4. No, Edwin will get 1, but he'll be traded out as well. It's Hades, where the rest of his team is pushing Yard, still at lobby. And now we're waiting, and, well, we do have a guess, an educated guess, on what the outcome of this round will be.
Just a slight one, but that main drop, that was just sloppy, to be honest.
And I think they tried to move around the corner so you don't have to fight main, but at least smoke off main.
Yeah, you should know that there's going to be someone. There's a very
Nickelback
real chance.
is always there.
Yeah, it's a very real chance. And now, whilst I really do believe in Hades, look at this. Lackey, in the end, just appears from the side, comes out of secret, finishes him off. Job done. The Winstrike now on the 9th round so far. And Big Academy, really, the odds are looking less and less favorable. It has to be said, okay, we're on the map Nuke. Nuke is a notoriously somewhat CT-sided map. Now, problem being, even if a map is somewhat CT-sided, it shouldn't be this much of a problem. Like, Winstrike should not be getting such a massive amount of rounds from the start, from the get-go. And like I said, it is seriously starting to look like double digits. But we'll see. It all depends on what Big Academy tries to do here. If they might be able to execute here, you've got the door being burnt open now. Hades pushes onto the side with Storm's Hut. Gets a frag over there, but surprise, surprise, it does get turned around a little bit, although at the end, Marvin does get the shot, but it all comes down to Krizen, and he gets a triple kill now. And oh, surprise, Krimbo is all on his own.
It's Krimbo standing by, but he's still at the main entrance, actually with a Galil in head. That's not the best weapon to work with. Is the bomb planted for him? I do believe it is, as we are waiting for the side of Winstrike to come in close. Moving up, of course, the AWP will try to give some cover for himself. The turnaround there from a line. He will not get the kill in time. Krimbo with a 1v1 at a time. Has Red now is going to be Kristen trying to still win that fight, but he will grab that AWP. Will fall back, of course, the most reasonable approach onto a lost round. A second round coming in from Big Academy, but the big thing here was that Big could have actually lost it if they didn't properly flash and molly the player at the or the CT fence, because Nickelback was standing there. He was barbecued alive, but a single smoke would have saved his life and would have wrecked the round for Big Academy, because nobody in the side of Big actually looked at that angle.
But I feel like even if I see this now, it still feels like just a bit of a lucky break for Big Academy. I don't have this feeling of, okay, they actually won this round through skill of their own. It was still a messy situation. It was chaotic. There was only one player surviving, which is still terrible for their economy, as you can see, because they don't have any reserves whatsoever. So I think that this might only be just a temporary notch up in, Big Academy's trajectory, whereas Winstrike is just going to continue now and kind of continue waltzing them a little bit and really proving and, well, getting to those double digits. But we'll have to see. Perhaps it is the start of the turnaround for Big Academy. Perhaps I am being just a tad too negative.
Kristen standing by, spotting and hearing a lot of players. They have granted themselves some ramp control. It's going to be Kristen with a first frag, as he will see one of his teammates falling himself as well. Big Academy now with another good shot at a round, as they are in a 4-on-2 situation. Sloppy, yes. Kristen was quite easily able to get a kill without being refragged instantly. And they should have really been wary of that, especially because he didn't use any utility to slow down a possible push from the T's. And now they seem to be a little bit wary as well on the side of Big Academy, a little bit scared to push through to a side, but nobody's actually holding off B, so they can just move in and plant. And if they do move towards A, they might be in some very bad luck.
No, but they are. I mean, you'd expect them to go to B now, but I don't quite understand, unless Winstrike's already decided to save, which could of course be what they're doing. But I'd still find that peculiar, although obviously they don't really have the reserves that they had a few rounds ago.
Well, we do see Bondik trying to slowly move in just in time. Big Academy will plant that bomb. And Winstrike, they don't need to go for this. They have lost so many of their reserves. They're now trying to save possibly because, well, that AWP is valuable, that M4 as well with the utility, and of course the fuse kit on both players. There will be a Lion who can drop, and I'm not sure about the funds of the other Winstrike players. It's going to be Anowin just still trying to hunt down spots. Little cap of Bondik, but Bondik still in time to get the kill. At least a little bit of damage done because, of course, Big Academy doesn't have that much money.
And now the bomb is going to tick down, and we see Big Academy getting the third round. They seem to have regained some of their fervor, some of their spirit. But once again, I do have to ask, is this going to continue, or is this just a temporary thing? Winstrike still have a massively... Well, they still have a massive advantage over Big Academy right now in a matter of rounds. And even if Big Academy now wins every round for the rest of this first half, it's still going to be quite a, well, miserable second half for them to start on. They're still going to be 3 rounds behind.
Well, like, the scary part is as well that Big Academy can only bring it back to a 9-6. They have to win the pistol to get close.
Exactly.
If they don't, they'll just be looking at a very good double-digit lead for Winstrike, which Winstrike can still get. They're 9-3 up. There's still 3 more rounds to play, and with a Lion now getting the first kill onto Anowin, Lucky with another kill as well. The trade fest is going in favor of the side of Winstrike for a little moment. But Marvin finally stepping up to the plate, now taking the bomb outside as well, trying to join up with his teammate who's currently sitting around that secret area. There's a player in garage that's Nickelback spotting the Shadow pre-fire coming in, and it's an easy kill. Refrag coming in from Marvin, but the Lion will be ready with the AWP, or at least you'd imagine. He's going back in, and why didn't he try to contest? He's trying to play the mind games, trying to rotate quicker than his opponent can expect. And he will try to deny it. But why is he not moving down? He's considering changing to that M4, but that of course would make some noise, and he's now trying to come in with the USP, knowing that Marvin is low. Marvin looking the wrong time, and
timing.
The timing on that door is great. Marvin with the clutch. And that's a great 1v2, and Big Academy luckily now on 4 rounds. But it could have gone either way, with a Lion just having a slightly worse timing at that moment.
really for a moment. I really thought that there was a legitimate chance. A bit of a shame though that he did not have he didn't manage to get that M4, or if he would have been about a second or two quicker, he would have maybe.
If he didn't doubt, he would have won.
Yeah, he would. You know, you just have to be certain of your actions. I think that might be the lesson of the day. But there was a solid chance there. Yeah, if he'd been just a little bit quicker, could have gotten the frag, could have gotten the defuse, and then could have gotten Winstrike to double digits. Didn't happen now. 2 more rounds left in this first half for that to potentially happen. But we'll have to see. It's going to depend. Right now, the buy for Winstrike isn't the best. Utility isn't really present, which is a lot better for Big Academy. They have all those mollies, the flashes, the smokes, the nades, etc., everything they might desire. Although actually the nades are already gone by now.
The big thing for Big is that they can squeeze out those 6 rounds in this half, then possibly with a pistol they can bring it back. It's going to be Lecky once more with the opening kill. How does he do it time and time again? Kristen as well now with a follow-up chasing down. And he actually gets a double. It's falling apart for Big Academy. Kristen now trying to use some utility. He will fall, but still it's a 2-on-4 and the defuse, or at least the bomb is not really in a good position. As of course there has been a quick rotate coming in from Winstrike. Lion moving up, getting another kill, leaving only Hades alive. Low HP in a 1v3 in an MP9. Even now will work out a little bit better.
And there we go. Winstrike actually manages to achieve the double digits in the first half. Another milestone achieved for them and another setback for Big Academy. Them only being 1 more round away, well, with them being 6 rounds behind now. And Winstrike, hell, they could even get 11 now and actually start off their T side with a miraculous advantage.
What will we see in the coming round? At least it's going to be a very sketchy buy for the side of Big Academy. They do have 2 Galils, and that's all that we really want to say. Of course, 2 Deagles, Tech 9, some utility, at least armor. It's worth something, but it's just not what they need in this moment in time. They need this 5th round. They need to be able to get back into it. As the nades will do some damage on towards Hades. There will be a push. It's going to be Anowin and will get a kill, but Lecky once more doing what he can. Triple kill for him before he's still not traded until Penix moves in. But then we only see Grimbo alive in the 1v2. He will fall as well to Kristen. And it's 11-4 in halftime. Winstrike doing really well.
Absolutely, a miraculously good start on Nuke for Winstrike so far. Definitely not what we anticipated. The way we were looking at things, it would have been Big Academy, who, although they might have been a little bit behind on HLTV ranking, they played a lot better on this map. Well, statistically, in the past, obviously it has to be repeated, Winstrike had a 0% win rate on this map, on Nuke. They have played it 5 times in the last 3 months, and they never ever managed to win this. Of course, now the turnaround really coming in. I will admit, against which teams they played is, of course, a solid question. They could have played against some very highly skilled teams, but still, it has to be said that Big Academy here has, even with the CT advantage that is innate to Nuke, they have a massive round deficit. They really need to put down an amazing CT side now to prove that they actually stand a chance against, the machine that is Winstrike, or the team perhaps that is just dedicated to get this to the 3rd map.
What will we see in this pistol? We see 2 players without armor on the side of Winstrike. A little bit of utility, of course, necessary on the T side if you want to contest Yard a little bit. But we do also see a player going towards Secret early on from Academy, or at least towards the B side, as there has not been a pistol upgrade to, for instance, a CC, which could work on this map as well on the CT side. Fuse get onto Anowin, and we see a Lion as a raid boss moving up, trying to get a kill, but players are moving across his face. Good tech on towards Grimbo, but well, the problem is Lecky is now low.
Oh, but Panix here could really come in clutch from this stairs position. Has to just click away on those heads, and he fails miserably as he gets fragged by Elian and doesn't stand much of a chance. Bomb site control should now be down to Marvin. Nickelback in the meantime gets a frag on Anwin as well, and oh dear, this is looking dire. Marvin's position already exposed, might get the 1 frag, but Elian is immediately ready to refrag. Lackey here in a very solid position, although it doesn't look like there's going to be anyone rotating via vents, seeing as they are both coming from the ramp position.
There's a little heart for you, RJ, as Grimbo is standing by, and well, there's nothing much they can do in this round anymore. It's Winstrike turning the odds around, and well, now going to a 12-4 lead. Doing well in the pistol again. I think they've won both pistols in this map. And that means that Big is really in quite a predicament. Hades has to move quite far away if he doesn't want to get hit by the bomb. And of course preserve his armor. Crimbo should be safe around here, but I think Hades will still get a slight tick. Yes, and that means no cheap upgrade. That's a big, big waste.
Oof. Oof, always painful, always painful. But oh well, it shouldn't be the end of the world for Windstrike, or for, well, Big Academy. No, for Windstrike.
Yep.
Big Academy, they have bigger problems to worry about than just a bit of armor. They have an 8-round deficit that they need to catch up on. So far, it seems that Windstrike off to a great start and potentially even off to a map win. If they keep this up now, they need about, let's say that this round is pretty much a guaranteed win, although Big Academy has forced it, so it is a, well, doubly guaranteed win if they lose this one. It means that that would be Windstrike coming up to the 14th round, and from that point on, it's only 1 or 2. Big Academy would have to have a perfect track record to even stand a chance to push this to either overtime or a map win.
Oh, we see Kristen standing by with the Galil trying to possibly get on towards an angle. Windstrike, of course, quite happy with how this map has progressed so far. Because, well, there's no real struggle. 12-4, the score tells its own tale. As we do see some utility flying away. Lackey, of course, looking for another opening kill. There is a player in Garage. He will get a good tag on towards the players of Windstrike. The first frag, of course, once more in favor of the CIS team. Lackey standing by, there's some fire going on. He'll be traded out as well as Enwin getting the kill onto a Lion. Meaning we now have a 4-on-3. Luckily for the side of Big Academy, they can bring it back. But there's an AK and 2 Galils. A lot of damage to be dealt and another kill coming in from Marvin.
Yes, and it looks like Big Academy might actually be getting this round. There might be a frag or 2 there from the Windstrike side, but it doesn't seem to be more than that. With only Bondik left living, this looks like to be a round in Big Academy's pocket. Bondik gets tagged a little bit by that Deagle, but that's about it. Now, Big Academy can pretty much guaranteed ascribe this 5th round to their track record. Problem is, though, that even then, they are still 7 rounds behind. That is a massive amount, and that is a lot to work through. And I'm afraid even if Windstrike might call a save here, they'll go for an eco, you know, they'll say, okay, fine, we'll wait around, you can have this. There's no problem whatsoever. They'll come back in the 2nd round after that, and then suddenly there won't be a problem. They have to get another good opening pick on a bomb site, which they definitely have the capability of doing. And then you'll see Big Academy losing another round, and it's that kind of that danger zone that they're in. They're in a very precarious position. They're in a very iffy position. It's dangerous for them.
Yeah, well, Windstrike is still in the driver's seat. Of course, now on a force buy because can't just eco. Yeah, let's see what they can do in the coming round. Hades standing by now, just trying to get some money with the Mac 10, and with the lack of head armor being around, they could have a very good shot at possibly making a quick few bucks. Lion now also standing by with a scout, trying to tag up an opponent, but so far missing his shots.
Oh,
it's
this
just a bait for Panics. It's going to be a P coming in, 1 kill. Lion with a refrag gets a 2nd tag as well into Grimbo, and he will have to fall back. And Big Academy just overstepping possibly. That spray from the AUG from Secret just took way too long.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame though. It was such a good idea in essence. You know, Panics really had a good chance there. Org is, you know, okay, arguably, I'd say I might prefer an M4 there for spraying someone down, but still, at the end of the day, it's a gun. It should do the job.
It does pew-pew.
Yeah, pew-pew indeed. Marvin now does get the frag on Lackey. In the meantime, though, there's this engagement between Bondik, and in the meantime, after that, it's Krizen who gets the frag. Plant should be getting in there now. It's a 2v2. This can go all sorts of ways. Anween has made a lot of noise in vents. Krizen, though, gets fragged by Crimbo, and Anween makes it a done deal as he frags Elian. And with that, Diffuse comes in now. Big Academy is doing a decent job so far, and they get the 6th round.
That's an enormous turnaround here from Big Academy.
Reverse sweep? Reverse sweep?
Nah, would be a very big comeback if they would make it work, but this round, it seemed like Windstrike had a lot of momentum. Had that opening kill on towards Secret, or at least refrag on towards Secret. Good tag on towards Grimbo as well. And from that point onwards, after the bomb plant, they should have just been able to play together, but they were just picked off one by 2 separate players as well. And that means that most likely they are currently on a tactical timeout, trying to talk to each other. Because that's important. Sometimes listening
communication
to
is key.
problems that's going on, and indeed communication is key, hoping to fix it out in towards the next round. So far, of course, their ratings will be through the roof. But Big Academy is slowly chipping away at them. And this might actually be another round for them if they do manage to play well. It should be an eco with a few upgraded pistols for Winstrike, who are slowly getting accustomed to losing rounds.
Oh, it's a painful thing to get accustomed to, and never pleasant to lose things in life. But we'll see. Maybe they'll get used to it. If they continue like this, if they let Big Academy get onto the double digits, you know, once again, it's a game of milestones, really. If Big Academy can get 1 or 2 more rounds, they're getting closer and closer. They get a more reasonable chance. They get a better chance, and there's a solid opportunity there. Once they get to the double digits, they're only 2 rounds away from actually the equalizer. Once they get to that, it really is an open and fair game. It could just be the dedication, how do I put it? The anticipation from Big Academy of, okay, we could potentially actually win this map here and just finish it. We'll have our map and match win at the same time, and of course, maybe that would give them the motivation and the inspiration that they might lack at this moment.
Yeah, we do see that Eco indeed coming out. 2 sets of armor together with those pistol upgrades. Lion saving some money, most likely for that AWP to come in later. And I'm curious to see what the aggression of Winstrike will bring. Panics, meanwhile, takes a kill on towards Nickelback. He was on top of the silo. And, well, that was easily taken care of with the AWP, of course, against that pistol. And I'm curious to see what Winstrike can still make of it. Marvin seeing some players move by, of course, falling back. Doesn't want to be caught out in the open. It's Panics again with a frag. Very good flick on towards Lackey. And then it's Marvin with a follow-up. They're split on the side of Winstrike. The communication is not maybe working out too well. It's Christian in the 1v5. Standing by with the Deagle. Soon to possibly be picked up if he does go for a peek on towards Panics. Flashbang, decent, but the frag from Panics just a little bit better.
Rather smoothly played out. No losses on the Big Academy side, which is also very good for their economy, for their reserves, those being built up. And the only thing that they really need to refresh is a bit of armor and a little bit of a utility. For the rest, all of that stays, and they keep a solid chance. They can continue, they can progress further. Winstrike this time around, well, should be able to put a buy down and should have another shot at it, should have another chance, see if they can maybe turn this train around a little bit and, well, prevent this train from arriving. Or, well, no, actually, make sure that this train arrives at the train station, the 3rd map that they so dearly want to play, so that they have a solid chance of actually winning this map and match.
Ooh, Hades seeing that they deal a lot of damage. Also now getting the spray on towards Nickelback. Panics with the follow-up as well. Big Academy is looking great. It's going to be a little moment of them waiting, hoping to get some kills in later on as well. But their initial hold, really promising. Polnick has now dropped down towards the double doors area, but, well, maybe he can get 1 kill. Maybe they can then move through secret. We see Marvin trying to hold it off, dealing some damage, still losing the fight.
And that fight lost might mean an entire round lost. It's only 2 people left on the Winstrike side. And with that, this round is once again looking favorable for Big Academy. There is Elian who does get that 1 frag. Hades taken out. And with that, who knows, maybe there's an opportunity here. 2v3, that's winnable. And especially if Elian continues like that, a dirty shot. 2v2 now. Bomb still not planted though, and time is ticking out. Okay, Elian, you are going well. You are going hard even, I dare say. Panics does manage to change things up a little bit, and it's now a 1v1. Window gets closed. Flash is thrown in, but... Oh, was this a good... Oh, Ninja. Okay, we're gonna...
No, he's trying to fake it. He's hoping that the Lion will go for the peek, goes for the double door, will spot out a player. Doors closed. That's the opportunity gone for Panics as well. Possibly he's now trying to stick it. Will the spray
yes,
be
he
inside?
does.
No, he's not spraying properly. Yes, he will. Winstrike wins the round. It was so close, so scary. The Lion holding it in.
Absolutely frightening.
30-7. Winstrike will get another round, but they've lost quite a few in the meantime. Of course, it is CT sided, but Big Academy is now slowly stepping up. But still, they're in quite a predicament.
We see again this dramatic moment where Panics, he tries and he gets hit once, but then the second shot is sadly fatal. And with that, Winstrike now grabs their 13th round. They might actually be back on their track now. They might actually be back to get the last few rounds that they might so dearly need to win this map. Looks to be expectedly another tactical timeout, I'm going to say.
Well, we're going to see a little bit of a tactical timeout, most likely from Big Academy, but possibly also from Winstrike, because
Could
they,
be Winstrike.
they might have still won the round, but I wouldn't have been happy the way it went. It
with,
was so
with that
close.
match, with how
it
close
was a
it was.
1v1, so close. The bomb plant came in. Big Academy did pretty well with those opening frags as well. No real contest coming in from Winstrike there. The chance of you actually losing that early again is pretty high, and you want to fix that right now. It's going to be Winstrike talking things over, hoping they can pull back another good round. Of course, they have that bye coming in, but the same goes for Big Academy, and they had a very nice fix. We heard some interesting information.
Oh, really
Something
now?
which has happened
Do tell.
in many of lands. I've also come across on the Benelux scene. That is that Nickelback has either spilled some coffee, just to be a little bit more active with some caffeine, or water on his setup. And, well, maybe he was so happy he won the round, he just messed it up completely.
Pure
and
excitement.
it's happened before that breaks hardware.
It's always kind of a shame, though. You know, it's like, what's the, how do I put it? It's so unfortunate, you know, the timing is not exactly the best.
No, well, at least it happens. Hopefully he has some spare hardware to work with if it is necessary to replace. Have you ever spilled any...
There is.
Have you broken something?
There is this story from way back when I was Yes, when I was but a wee lad, and I was not the smartest and sharpest tool in the shed. I was playing around with a bottle of like some sort of lemonade, some fizzy drink, whatever. You get the idea. Sticky and sugary, basically.
Very nice.
So what I did because I was once again I was not the smartest child. I was playing with the bottle cap. I screwed it off and I put a little bit of the drink in it, and then I drank it like that. Because, I don't know.
It seems so cool to do. It's like, and look at how well I can...
Well, yes, and the best part was that I did this while I was above a laptop. So clearly, at some point, this went wrong. Surprise, surprise, and the laptop was completely, gone to the...
It's a little bit of natural selection, I dare to say.
Well, I've never made that mistake again, funnily enough. It's the kind of mistake...
I would hope so.
Yeah, no, it's the kind of mistake that you only make it once. I've gotten close once that I accidentally knocked over a bottle of water, but it went to the other side of my desk, so I was safe. But yeah, that's a once-in-a-lifetime mistake, I dare say. Never going to make that mistake again. What about you, though?
I have never broken anything by spilling anything. I'm very...
Look at Mr. Perfect over
No,
there.
I spilled a little bit of water on my keyboard, but it was fine. I was quite scared. But I do remember a time at the party. I think that's been 2 or 3 years back.
All the people in chat are going to be like, what's the party? What are these
that's
weirdos,
a land
the
in
weird
the Netherlands.
Benelux people? What are they talking about?
It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. But unfortunately, in the grand final of the Counter-Strike competition, we suddenly had a break. Or at least a timeout being called, just like we have right now. And we asked, like, guys, what's going on? And someone said, well, Eric just spilled the biggest, it wasn't even a can, it was a glass of Coke over his keyboard.
Oh, no.
Well, you can imagine Coke being relatively sticky,
Yeah,
just like your
that's
lemonade.
a mess.
Didn't work anymore.
Oh, no.
And the final, as always, slightly delayed, went on and on and on. And that meant most people were already going home. And of course, why would you bring a spare keyboard going to a LAN? So he had to go all across the venue, hoping that someone would lend him a keyboard. He eventually got like the worst keyboard he could ever find.
Oh, dear.
Tried to play out the final, and well, it worked out relatively okay.
Did he win?
I'm not sure anymore. It's been too long.
It would have been fitting, at least he would have either won or lost. I guess fitting if he'd lost because of the fact that it was his own silly mistake. But if he'd won, because persistence and dedication. Oh well, it's clearly liquid damage is something that we should all be aware of. Close your bottles if you've got them next to your computer, and don't knock stuff over. It's not a good thing to do.
It's expensive.
That
There's
too.
also been a Benelux player who's unfortunately at home, put some soda on his PC, doesn't give it a little bit of a sugar boost. No, it breaks everything down. Don't do it. Hope to at least save you some money that way, and we'll see if Big can possibly save some money for the bettors on V.GG because, well, they're not doing all too well. They really need to bring that comeback in. If they don't, it's going to be a terrible moment for them going to train.
We have potentially 3 rounds left for Winstrike to win this map. What's your look ahead now? You made a certain prediction, but let's see.
They seem stronger.
Yes, you get the chance to reevaluate. You get the chance to say, okay, fine. Another prediction. Make a second one.
Well, just looking at how we're seeing things progress right now, Winstrike on this second half has gotten 2 rounds. Big, on the other side, has gotten 3. And they haven't seemed that strong. Like, they're still a little bit iffy, and if they don't get a momentum, if they don't get an economy going for them, they'll just instantly lose it. This time, however, on this round, they still have a good buy, so they can make it work. But, well, if they do lose it or it becomes close once more, I'm not too sure. Marvin with an auto shotty. I'm scared. No defuse kit. Even more scared.
Oh boy. Well, that's the auto shotty. You know, I do have to say, auto shotty is that one gun you only ever see used in Nuke. Never anywhere else.
I see it in my dreams as well. It's Nickelback now rushing into the back there. They know there's a player here. Crimbo will still get a kill onto Grayson, but the refrag is there from Winstrike. They're trying to... hoping to make it a little bit go quicker as Marvin is standing by with the auto shot. He gets a clean one tap on the Mac-10 carrying Nickelback. It's 4-on-3. Big Academy now in a good position to possibly get around. Marvin with another kill. It is Elian with a frag back, however. It's a 3-on-2. Big Academy slowly holding on, hoping this won't slip through their fingers because we've seen that happen before. We said it before as well because it just happened too many times.
Yes, but it's a damn shame whenever it happens. When you're so close and then suddenly it all just kind of, well...
comes crashing down.
Yes, it comes crashing down. It all fails and it all collapses. But oh well, it is what it is. Let's see how this can get turned around. Big Academy, they have the man advantage. Winstrike, of course, they do have, well, not that much left anymore because Bondik just got fragged and Elian is the last person standing. This round is probably going to go to Big Academy unless Elian gets another triple or maybe even 4K.
Well, he's clutched before and now he's actually going for the plan. Will there be a contest? No, because the player's just too far away. Where's the second player slowly coming towards this area next to him? And he can't turn in time. It's Hades with the frag. Big Academy with the round. Expected if we looked at how it progressed. But still, it's a good moment for them. It's a happy time. And for some people, of course, also a happier moment that at least Big Academy has a chance of getting back into it.
Yes, there is a solid chance. Of course, it's a case of milestones. If they can now actually reach the double digits, which is slowly but surely starting to look like a more and more real thing, especially now Winstrike has to go on an eco here. They, I don't believe they even have upgraded pistols from what I can see. Only armor on one person, that's about it.
There's 2 deagles to work with, it's something. Yeah, not too much, as you say, indeed. And, well, yeah, it's a little bit of a sad moment for Winstrike. Losing another round, but at least they still have a decent lead. Panic's now with the first kill onto a line. Probably the most important player so far for Winstrike. And Marvin, the next player to be contested, of course, not really in a fighting position. Should not really over-aggress, and indeed will spot some players and will sneak back. Here's them moving close, and will go even further away. Sometimes you just need to do some social distancing in-game.
Even in-game, you know, you can't get away from it. But let's see if Panics can create some distance between these players. Doesn't look like it. He can only get 1 frag, but Lackey immediately refrags. With that now 3 versus 4 situation, Big Academy still has the man advantage, but Winstrike is doing better in this round than you would have anticipated on an eco.
Yeah, they've actually moved across a very big amount of ground, AK now in hand, and luckily Lackey upgraded to that armor. That makes it possible for him to still be able to fight pretty alright. Hades, however, holding the angle, and, well, without hand armor, it's not really doing all too well. Bondik tagged up with the Glock in hand. Not really sure why he didn't get a deagle from one of his teammates, as he's now in heaven, spotted out by Enwin as well, as Marvin is moving in, gets the first frag. Wall bang, would be great. And then he sees the feed, and it's too late.
It's still a wall bang.
It's going to be a 13-9, and indeed it is a wall bang, so I'm at least a little bit happy. We see Winstrike losing a little bit of ground, but they can, well, buy back into this round pretty alright. A lot of utility also to work with. The Big Academy has at least built some reserves in the previous.
And let's see if the reserves this time around, or well, reserves, if this buy that Winstrike is getting is now going to make the difference. It's full AKs all around, but to be fair, Big Academy itself is also fighting with rifles everywhere. So it's a somewhat equal match. It's on equal footing. So let's see if Big Academy can now stand a decent chance against them. Very important that they actually reach this milestone of the double digits, that they get the 10th round, and that they perhaps get closer and closer to the potential chance of making it to the second map win and also immediately the match win.
Nickelback with the first frag of the round will make it a little bit more doable. Molly now with a smoke, it will be an A. Execute, you dare to say. Molly's nades, everything flying in. And Big Academy is under a lot of pressure, but it's actually a fake. They're going towards ramp. And Marvin should be wary. He hears the steps, he will fall back. And the call should come in soon as well. With the first frag onto Nickelback, it will be a little bit of a turnaround. It's going to be Anwin still on that A side rafters. Lackey, of course, with another frag, finally stepping up again. And this onslaught of players will have to be stopped by Hades. He only gets one. It's a 3-on-2 situation, and now we do see Winstrike in a favorable position once more. Would you dare to call a save already for Big Academy? I think it is the most viable option if they don't get a kill soon. And Anwin is looking, but will he find?
Well, it doesn't quite look like it just yet. He's by Squeaky Door now. It hasn't been closed, which means he does get the free chance to look in. But we have Lackey holding off that angle and should be able to spot him soon enough. Bomb is also taking further. Time is running out. And with that, it looks like they might actually have to just scram. They aren't going to be able to take the risk anymore. They aren't going to get the defuse.
How does he know? He's so smart.
200 IQ.
Crimbo now still standing by. Of course, he can't go for a ninja defuse, but at least he'll stay alive. But the same goes for all the players on the Winstrike side, at least getting some money in. And it's 14-9. Winstrike on the previous map, well, didn't really do too well closing the map. So let's see if they can at least do it this time, because with a 14-9 score, 5 rounds ahead, they should be able to at least have enough margin to make it happen.
Yeah, it's that margin that actually makes the difference, so to speak. That's where all the magic happens, in the tiniest parts. But now we'll see Winstrike have a 5-round advantage. They need 2 more rounds, or perhaps 1 if we do want to see overtime again, because, you know, what's not to love about being consistent. But let's see. They should be able to pull this off without the need for an overtime. Starts off a bit less well for them, though. Crimbo gets the initial frag, and who knows, maybe that is the opening, maybe that is the chance for Big Academy to get it to a double-digit situation anyhow.
It's going to be Hades standing by at these double doors. The moment they open, he will spray them down, but they're moving towards the window, where also a player is hiding. Marvin standing readily as ever. It's going to be Panics with the first frag onto Bondik in this situation. Will mean that Marvin can actually extend a player lead. He will get one, will be traded out. Hades still on side, of course, drops the bomb, and there will be the flank from Kimbo. It's going to be 14-10, and Big Academy stepping things up, at least the double digits in their hands, and with a decent amount of players still alive to at least have those amount of guns working for him. And look at the economy from the side of Winstrike. This will be another eco for them, and that's not really what they need in this moment.
Absolutely not. That makes the things look a lot more grim for them. But we'll see what they make out of it, of course. Winstrike. Oh, never mind.
Okay, force buy. Out of nowhere.
I was going to say, you know, Winstrike and Ecos isn't necessarily the worst combination. They've pulled off some pretty amazing things on Ecos, but I mean, if they're going to force it, more power to them. Let's see if they actually make it work, though. Otherwise, it's an absolute waste, and it could easily mean not 1 but 2 rounds in the hands of Big Academy, and Big Academy also closer and closer to the equalizer, which they so heartily desire.
A bomb plant is necessary for Winstrike here to at least be able to get some economy going for themselves. But how will they go about it? Will it be the A-take? Because currently they're standing in lobby, and here will be that execute. Anwin will be tagged up, will fall as well to Lecky. Another opening kill for the legend from Winstrike. It's going to be Nickelback falling as a return, however, but the Molly will at least deny some pressure from the side of Heaven. Plant to come in. Where is that smoke to cancel it out? There it will be a Lion in the meanwhile with another kill. Bondik as well, leaving only Panics and Crimbo alive, and they will fall soon. You dare to say only Panics in a 1v4, and he'll try to save. He'll go low, but at the AC unit, he's being contested by the players on the outside. He will fall as well to a line. 15-10, map point for Winstrike. They only need one more round, and then we'll go to train. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, the train is arriving at the station, and the destination might be a triple map situation. And with that, Winstrike now getting awfully, awfully close to the 1-1 score line. A potentially nasty situation, so to speak, for, well, not necessarily Winstrike, but more Big Academy. They really want that, how to put it, they really want that, well, situation where they have a potential 2-0 easy win, so to speak. But right now, it really isn't looking like that's going to be the result.
Stickback just trying to pre-fire a little bit in towards that yard area. So far, we're just slowing things down. Interesting thing about Winstrike is that they don't open up the squeaky door with a nade like a lot of teams do early on. They're just holding it close so Bonde can actually angle a smoke grenade towards main. Usually used in a fake from the side of Winstrike, then going towards ramp. But Hades now has a double kill with the MP9. There will be one frag in return by Chrisen, but is this the choke we were maybe looking for? Because Big Academy is maybe coming back as well. Deagle in hand for Marvin off angle right here. Could get the kill, but he is choking himself. He eventually gets the frag and another on towards Chrisen. It's Lucky alone and he will fall as well. Marvin with the triple. It took some bullets, but at least he did it in the end. It's 15-11 and Big Academy now bouncing back. Will they be able to bring it to overtime? And will they win 2 maps in overtime to make it a 2-0?
We see the replay here again from Marvin. It took a couple of bullets indeed, but then eventually he did get to the result. Goes to the third, and that was a nice little 1-dig over there. So, Winstrike, map point. Not map match point yet, but then literally when they need it the hardest, they just kind of throw it away. You'd almost say that the name is Choke Strike, not Winstrike, but that's maybe a little bit too toxic.
Well, of course, they can still finish things off here and then go towards Train. We said it before, if it goes to the third map, there is a very big chance that Winstrike can make it. Not sure how Big Academy plays on there, but they have a 1 in 6 win rate without the overtime, so that's not really too great for them. And on the other side, we have Winstrike with a 50% win rate on towards Train. So they do seem a little bit better prepared for that map pick.
Just a little bit.
Teeny tiny bit.
Teeny tiny bit. Oh, well, we'll see. Maybe just the turnaround of the century is going to be here. Big Academy is now going to win 4 straight rounds, and they'll make it into overtime. And then they'll say, okay, so remember how we did it in that overtime just now?
Yeah.
We got 4 straight rounds, and we won. So we're just going to do it again. Surprise.
Would be great. Maybe they can just have that insane mirror working in their favor. At least it's Lucky looking around with the Deagle. Forced by, of course, from Winstrike, whatever. As they don't really like to do.
I mean, that's what you can expect from them at this point.
They're just being consistent. That's the most important factor in this game as well. Unless if you're consistently bad, which currently they are not. Execute possibly coming in, utility flying towards the outside area to put some pressure on the players here in the garage. And Lucky has now spotted someone sitting there and he's trying to bait him out. Molly to come in, it just goes a little bit too far, but the spray down is there. And when the Molly spreads, it's Chrisen with the first frag on towards Panics. Important frag to come in. Lion still looking around with his AWP. He's been tagged up slightly. I think there was an early nade from Big Academy as Marvin is trying to chime in. Will he be able to get an angle in as Hades now takes down Bombig? The anchor does it once more as it is at 4-on-4. But still, there aren't too great of weapons on the side of Winstrike, but the Lion with another frag onto Marvin. They move away at the right moment, going towards ramp, just as a player moves out of secret. A double doors, however, there are 2 players, one moving towards the window angle that is going to be Hades. Impo also with a frag, that's 2 in favor of Big Academy. Could this be the turnaround? They have a player lead now, and look at the time. 10 seconds left, and I dare to say this could actually work out for the German side. Aryan now also getting the kill to Nickelback, and indeed there is no time, no players left. It will be 15-12.
Who knows? Maybe now Big Academy is going to win each round by running down the timer, playing it in the most, well, annoying way, so to speak. You know, take that with a grain of salt, of course. Annoying is subjective, and it really depends on what you think of it. Winstrike really having just a, well, solid chance to at least push it towards a 3-mapper here, but they are struggling to actually get that result. It's not really getting there just yet. Oh, hey, look, I have that knife in real life.
Sick. Well, at least they're now on the eco from the side of Windstrike. AWP for a line, of course, saved from the previous round. Some teams would try to force around it, but it's just a little bit too much of a risk. If they eco now, the Lion will have nothing to work with, especially as he dies instantly without getting a $100 kill reward. The AWP will be recycled by one of his teammates because, well, letting it go to waste is always a bad thing to do.
Absolutely. Especially nowadays. Oh, was that molly good or did that go?
I think it bounced a little bit backwards, but that doesn't mean that Windstrike won't be facing it. They're just waiting, hoping that eventually there will be a peak, because they're more reliant on peaks from the side of Big Academy than from their own, because it's easier to get the kills that way. And Win just standing by, expecting them to go past the AC unit. And if they go up the ladder, well, there's still a ladder inaccuracy, as indeed there will be a peak from Big Academy. It's going to be Panics falling. Hades, however, with a return frag. Windstrike will lose another member. AWP still in the hands of Lackey, but he'll be tagged up. Nate angled downstairs, but could have actually gone down the ladder, as now Marvin will get a frag on towards Bombing. Oh, what is that aggression from Anwin? We'll get another frag. It's only Chris alive in a 1v4, and he's all as lonesome. Has got that M4 from the kill. That's a little bit crazy from Crimbo. And now they're losing a lot of money on the side of Big. It's going to be Marvin standing by, getting the kill right here, and that will mean 15-13 Big Academy closing in on a possible overtime. But of course, they can choke that out as well.
Oh, good lord. Okay, is this really going to go into overtime? I don't...
Why not?
Well, clearly it's really starting to look like it. It's just unexpected.
The problem is, the Lion will now be on a scout most likely, because he has no money.
Oh dear. Oh, that's not good.
Tech 9.
Oh,
Okay.
that's...
Well, at least that gives you a little bit more movement, a little bit more aggressiveness.
And there's a chance he could play a bit more close range, I suppose, and try to make the best out of it, but it's not ideal. We'll see. At the end of the day, it's going to have to rely on the rest of his team, but hey, look at that. He doesn't even get the chance to do that because he gets fragged along with Nickelback, and Big Academy have another 2-man advantage in this round, which means that this is another round that is looking suspiciously in favor of Big Academy. Things looking good, and look at that.
Oh,
Marvin's
no.
hold is non-existent. Big Academy does not maintain hold of the B site. It's all down to Hades now, but he gets smoked off in Squeaky. Tries to wallbang here, but that's not going to succeed. No damage dealt. The lads from Windstrike have notoriously low HP, though. Look at someone like Kryzen and look at that HP. That's worrying.
Interesting to see what will happen next, as Volnik will be standing by the window area, will get a flashbang. It goes into deep, however, there will be an angle from Volnik, gets a double. Hades will get a return frag. It's a one-on-one, but look at the time. It is already passed so far. Kristen standing by. It's going to be a very awkward fight. Is Hades not having a single clue? He turns, he gets a kill. Does he have the time? No, he can't find the bomb.
He does, he does. He gets it in the nick of time.
Or is he just
Good lord. Oh.
It's a millisecond. It's going to be Big Academy bringing it to 15-14, and they can still make it work. They can still go to an overtime, and they can still win it with 2-0.
Big Academy, but where is this fighting spirit? Why does this fighting spirit come, like, where is this fighting spirit coming from towards the end? Why isn't it there from the start? You know, where's the fighting spirit when Windstrike literally scores 9 rounds in a row and they barely do anything, you know? Are they just thinking...
That's only at the start of a half.
Yeah,
RJ,
but
come on.
Clearly. Okay, fine. Looks like it now. Windstrike, they are 1 round removed from a map win, but at the same time, Big Academy is 1 round removed from overtime. The utility is way less present on Windstrike. It's Big Academy who has the big advantage in that regard. And with that, we'll see where they get. Panics opens up the round.
Good is still standing by. He gets 1. He gets 2 as well. Who was a little bit iffy. Well, at least he gets the frags in. And
Charlotte, we are going to overtime.
We're going to overtime.
We're going to overtime. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Big Academy wins the round 15-15. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, overtime it will be. Just like the first map, just like Mirage. overtime for the, well, second time now, just on a different map. Big Academy, who have a solid chance to win out that overtime to actually make it a, well, 19-15 again, just like they did in the last map.
Yeah, but the most important thing is that, of course, when you go to overtime, you stay on the side you just played. And what we've seen so far in this matchup is that on the CT side, you win 11 rounds and you lose only 4. If Big just manages to clean out their first half, just like they did in the previous overtime, only win 1 round on the T side,
it's a solid chance.
2-0.
Absolutely, it's really possible.
they just need to make it work.
Yes,
It's the scary part. Like the last time in overtime, which was just the previous map, we saw Big Academy have an enormous comeback and then also win it with a very clean 19-15 in overtime. But Winstrike could do the same. Maybe they can step up right now in that T side. Maybe they can go aggressive. Maybe they can get those opening kills. That is something they have been lacking. But when they do, they will get it as well.
And we'll see now how this is going to start out. We are into the overtime, the first round so far. Big Academy on the CT side, notoriously favored on this map that we call Nuke. So let's see if they can actually use that slight advantage to turn this thing around, to turn it into their favor, and see if that actually means that they might actually win the second map, just like they did the first. They just really like to fight for it.
Yeah, we do see Lecky standing by on that silo, trying to get a cheeky angle in as we're waiting for the next, or at least the first frag to come in. Hispanics slightly tagged up, not really too much happening at this moment in time. Just a little bit of control given towards Winstrike. Smokes towards main. This will just bounce off and then give them a little bit of room. But, well, Crimbo will still have an angle when they do drop. And it's going to be Crimbo just standing by waiting for his moment to strike. It will be a Hun. One player coming in close is Nickelback with the first frag. And Winstrike now getting that opening frag, usually converting it into a round win as well. As we're waiting for Enwin to possibly bring it back. 2 players soon to follow. Will he hold the right angle or will he peek away at the wrong moment in time? 2-man peek in a 3, a 3, 2, 1, but not really at the same time. Not really in sync, but still there's 2 more kills going for Winstrike, leaving only Marvin alive. And he's in a 1v4. The bomb will be planted. 20 seconds left on the clock. And that means that he's now out of this round. Most likely with the rest of his team. And indeed, 16-15 for Winstrike.
And indeed, Winstrike start off the first round well. Not exactly as they, well, how do I put it? Not exactly as you would have anticipated / hoped it. If you're rooting for Big Academy here, they actually need to put down a very solid CT side to have a solid chance once the, well, side switch comes around to actually try to win this map. That would mean that they actually win the match as well, that they do stand a good chance. However, of course, it's one big question mark because honestly, the performance on this map from both teams is so up and down. First, it was Winstrike with a marvelous 9-round streak almost, and now it's Big Academy who just lasted out until overtime.
Yeah, it's like he just throwing a nade down towards Penix, I believe, taking some damage. Wondering to see if Big Academy will still keep on that aggression on Yard. It worked a few times, but now Crimbo is on fire. Will get a smoke from his teammate, but that will indicate to Winstrike there is a player around that position. Well, utility will soon fall, and Crimbo, yeah, he's under pressure. He's just standing there waiting for his time to fall, unless if Penix can make something work for him.
Under pressure is a nice way to put it. Now, Maniac said it was a 2-1, right?
Indeed.
He might actually be right by the looks of things. But we'll see. It looks to be Elian who can turn around this round a little bit. Gets the first frag there. Takes out a
if they don't check this, they will throw this round possibly. Crimbo still standing by and he's getting so many intel on the players. 1, and that's 2, and maybe soon to be 3. It's going to be a turnaround, and it's going to be Big Academy finally with a kill. Of course, it's a Lion to step up once more, but why didn't they check it? They mollied it, there was a smoke, they never really gave much thought to it. Luckily, a Lion and Lecky will both get a kill. It's Hades in 1v3, he can't make it work. Winstrike now on the 17-15 score. Only 2 more rounds necessary to win this map and go to train.
Yep, they just wanted to make it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more challenging. Here, once again, that replay. Crimbo with the 200 IQ, wait it out, get the, well, easy frag, so to speak. 2 free ones ready to pick up for him. Of course, then he did get, well, ended by the scout there, logically speaking. Sadly, though, those 2 frags didn't turn the round around for him, and Winstrike still got that round in the end. Big Academy now having to at least get 1 round on the CT side, otherwise things are looking way too fatal for them.
Marvin now standing in the fire, losing a lot of HP as well as Panics. My big problem with the previous round was that after those 2 kills came in from Crimbo, he had to just play more aggressive. Possibly strafe out towards Secret, expecting a player to be there. Just sitting there makes you sitting duck. They will peek in, use utility, whatever. You saw a Lion just sneaking around the corner, no problem whatsoever to get a kill. A little bit more aggression would have suited him, would have actually netted him possibly a 3rd kill and then possibly the round. Give him a better chance of fighting, as we now see still that 5-on-5 situation. A little bit of damage dealt by the nades, but so far, no real action.
Nothing just yet, only some light damage. The question is if like I said just now, if Winstrike grabs this round, I don't see there being any chance whatsoever the Big Academy still wins this overtime. Unless, of course, we go to a 2nd overtime, because, you know, why not? It's clearly all possible, it seems, and we'll just have to sort of wait it out. For now, Winstrike 2-round advantage in this first overtime. Big Academy, who, well, haven't lost any team members just yet, just like Winstrike hasn't. It's all being played out a lot slower now, but it all comes down to Marvin now. He might have to put down a monstrous hold on the B side to make sure that Winstrike doesn't stand a chance.
Bonding with the first frag onto Anwin, that will be the flank watch. Now we will see Panics, however, get a frag in return, make it 2! But look out, players are moving out of the double doors. He will turn it all around, gets another kill with a Lion, with, of course, a turn of his own. A 2-on-2 situation, look at the time, they need to deny this bomb plant. They will! Bondic in a 1v2, and this might actually be the round for Big, and it will be indeed 17-16. First half done. And Big Academy still in this fight, but they've lost maybe 1 or 2 rounds too many on the CT side.
There is a chance. I'd say it's a small chance. You know, they could still turn this around, but it's going to be the T side, and you'd kind of think that the T side is a lot more challenging. Here, the critical play, Panics with the wonderful frags, gets the first one, then eventually 1-2-3 goes for the second one, but doesn't get the third one, although eventually he does, and with that he turned the entire round to his hand, taking Big Academy into the second half with at least 1 round on the, well, on their side.
Well, Big Academy now going over towards the D side. So far unfavored, but you never know. In overtime, sometimes
clearly
everything
it can
is
go
just
always,
different.
you know,
because you just have pretty much infinite funds. That
Absolutely.
really makes you play a little bit more free, and well, the D side just is easier to run in because sometimes you just have to try different things. And of course, fatigue will be a factor as well going into the second overtime of this series. We had one in the first. That was an easy win for Big Academy because, well, it was 19-15 and now they seem to be struggling. Hopefully, they're now trying to fix things in this D side. There will be the AWP onwards Panics, of course, as the players will be standing by. Marvin on the edge of the fire. Now getting some execute in on towards the A side is going to be Bondic standing by, taking a little bit of damage. One player already moving down towards the B side. Another player going in towards Ramp. Almost a kill, but Kristen stays alive. Zenwin with 1 frag. Hades with the kill on towards Kristen as well. But look at the rotate. 2 players already down from the side of Winstrike. Bondic with a first frag will go for a second. It's Nickelback helping him as Panics and Hades will turn it all around. Only Nickelback alive in a 1v3, and he's standing by behind the silo. Now moves up towards Ram. They've heard him. He's trying to fight. He still gets a kill. And now it's a 1v2 with an AK in hand as well. And that makes it way better as Anwin is taking a lot of time getting the plant in. But why? His teammate is in main, and why is he planting for Heaven? It makes no sense. Is there possibly a wallbang position they're banking on? Because now he will fall. Now it will be Panics in a 1v1, and Panics, oh, he's sneaking around, but Nickelback will try to fake it, then maybe stick it. But Panics is the calm of his life. He's just waiting, and still Nickelback not tapping the bomb. Now he will get close. Tippy tap, and it will be Nickelback losing the fight. Panics, of course, sneaking in towards Heaven, and well, it was unexpected, but with that plant, you might actually expect it as well.
But I don't. I would have. You would have at least thought to look towards heaven, right?
Yeah, use some utility maybe.
But that's just me, right? I mean, also I would have expected him to stick it from the start. Would have maybe even been a chance that if he'd been quick
He
enough.
would have won.
Yeah, that
Easy.
Panics wouldn't have looked, or well, he wouldn't have known where the bomb is exactly, unless his teammate had called precisely where he put it. Of course,
It's on the side.
yeah, he can,
sort of
you can
planned
be
for heaven.
in between the silos. You can kind of give accurate pointers, so that might not have been the best bet. But even then, it's an interesting decision anyhow, and around surprisingly big Academy 1.
Ooh.
So far, it starts off well. It seems to go towards the big Academy. Panic's severely tagged, but has the one-man advantage. The A site is being opened up. Crimbo, in the meantime, also takes out Lackey, but Krizen is aware, and he gets 2 frags. Eventually does get refragged by Hades, and that leaves only Elian right now going towards Hell, making his way to ramp. But the bomb is, well, now being planted on the B site.
There was a player in main just jumping around instead of covering his team, and that was a little bit scary. Not really sure what the idea was behind that. Elian will now be spotted while taking a
good
nade,
lord.
and that will be him on only
Don't-
3 more
oh,
HP, almost moving
that
inwards
was-
to Molly. PTSD for
that's
you,
scary.
it seems. And now it's at 1v2 moving. Oh, will Big Academy actually get this round? Lion is trying to fake out a radio push as he will tag up the player with the AWP. Now going for the defuse, will be taken out by Hades. And we have a map, match and series point for Big Academy right here, 18-17. Only one more round needed. And it will be a 2-0, Robert Jan.
Is this really going to happen? Is Big Academy seriously going to just pull a... Well, I can't call... It's not a repeat of what happened last time, but do they just really like playing overtime? Is that the conclusion? Clearly, that's what it seems to be. I suppose this is the moment of truth. Is this going to be Big Academy that, once again, after a hard-fought battle, do get their hands on the map, and in this case, also match win? They have 1 map so far. It's a best of 3, so this is all they need. It all depends on how they open up this bomb site. 1 frag might be all they need to open it up. They get tagged by the nade so far, but oh, this aggressive push from Lackey is nasty. Add on 2 kills on top of that, and suddenly Big Academy is only with 2 people left. That is incredibly tough, and it really is looking towards Winstrike now. 4v2. That is an incredibly difficult situation to win.
And we see the same aggression coming out, most likely from Winstrike as well, just going in towards lobby, trying to contest, because Big Academy last time around wasn't expecting it. Now they push with 2 players, expecting even less. And now we have a 2-on-4. The chances of Big actually winning this is very small, but we've seen crazier things happen so far. Marvin looking for a frag, but can he find one? The players of Winstrike will be hiding, but Kimbo getting a clean kill, now losing almost Marvin. The fire will spread most likely, right? Why is he not dying? 4 HP left.
He's in the right corner.
It's all on to Crimbo right now, you dare to say, but Marvin is still standing by. And, well, with only a sliver of HP.
Crimbo might be able to get 1 more frag out of this. It all depends, but the time is... Oh, this is nasty. And there we go, he gets spotted out. The refrag attempt is there, but eventually it's Winstrike that win the round. 18-18, which means, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going into a second overtime because, well, why not, I say? Big Academy that just decide, okay, clearly we just need 1 more try. We just need to give this 1 more shot. But for now, second overtime coming right up. Winstrike, who clearly are putting in the fight of their lives, I'd almost say. And honestly, Big Academy simultaneously, you'd really expect them to just be consistent, to just be like, okay, fine. So, Mirage, we win it after an overtime. Nuke, we win it after an overtime. Oh, wait, no, we don't. They maybe need 2. Or, good lord, would they need 3? Can you imagine?
Ooh. Well, we'll see. Winstrike now starting on the CT side. Regular time, very favorite CT side. Overtime, not so much. Will it be the other way around in the second overtime? We never know, because overtime is just flipping a coin sometimes. And teams will bring out some crazy tactics.
At least
probably something Fury crafted in the breaks.
At least it is a $16,000 overtime, you know? $10,000 would have been...
Then Winstrike would have lost, because Big had 2 rounds in the previous half. And then they wouldn't have had the money to buy. Even in the previous half, you saw Lion actually having that AWP, but not full utility, not having a diffuser as well. That really hinders your economy. Meantime, that's the sickest incendiary we've seen all day, as Crimbo now takes out Nickelback. He will take a lot of damage. It will have been a dink, but still, Opening kill for Big Academy, now trying to make it work, and Crimbo just putting on a very hard pace towards the secret area, trying to at least put pressure there and disrupted the defense of Winstrike. Panics with a kill onto Bondik, makes it a 5-on-3, and Crimbo, what are you going to do right here with your Soul 9 HP, but of course also a Dream?
Oh, but the Dream is... Oh, was that an accidental almost? Oh dear. Doesn't matter. Marvin gets the frag anyway. Krisen is out of the running. 2 people left on the wind. Make that 1. 1 person left on the Winstrike side of things. And that's Elian. On lobby, has an AWP in his hands. But even then, buddy, if you're going to fight a 1v5, there you don't stand much of a chance. Panics finishes him off. Big Academy wins the round. And with that, they might be off to a very good start on this second overtime.
And that means Big Academy is trying to close things out the way they did before. Of course, the previous map, Mirage 19-15, went a little bit more smoothly.
Just a little.
Just a tiny bit. As we do see a good chance of them actually repeating what they did in the previous T side. They won 2 rounds, then they lost 1. But at least if they win 2, they give themselves a little bit of room to breathe.
Yeah, if they win 2 rounds now, I'm going to be saying that Big Academy should have this. But you know, hand on my heart, knock on wood, cast a curse, yada yada, all those things. Clearly, it could be going both ways. That is a nasty bit of nade damage to start off for Hades, though. And with that, who knows? That might be a nasty start of this round. It all depends. It's being played out a bit more slowly, I'd almost say. But Big Academy, once again, started off well. 2 frags for them to start out with. Bondik going onto the B-bomb side and taking a bit of a more interesting position to be ready for a potential B-bomb site push. Nickelback, in the meantime, does get the frag, though, and makes it into a 3v4.
And now the mistakes might start happening. Big Academy giving 1v1s over to Winstrike, and they are the heavy fraggers. Bondik now also moving up. Should get a kill here. Why is a player sleeping? Nate comes in. Marvin down. And that makes it back into a 3-on-3, and that's just crazy. There was support from Big Academy. They haven't taken care of Bondik. And Marvin himself was actually looking in that general direction, and he didn't respond. He didn't shoot a single shot. And it's just a little bit of a throw, I dare to say. Big Academy now still in a decent position. They have to make a right guess. And a guess isn't really always working out too well for you.
Oh, but this Nickelback position probably isn't going to get checked. I'm calling it now. If they come through via main here, then, oh well, Hut, then I don't think that this is... Oh, never mind, they're going by.
But still, he can contest if he moves up, and they don't check it. Indeed, it will be clear. Krisen with first frag, Hades with a refrag. They have dropped the bomb. 10 seconds left. Time is now of the essence, and Nickelback will get the kill. That means time is now up. It will be Panics losing the fight. 19-19, and now Big Academy has lost their lead once more. Equal score, equal numbers, equal chances.
Oh, it's spooky, it's scary, it could go all sorts of ways. Let's see how this last round in the first half of the second overtime is going to go. Once again, the highlight of that critical mistake there from Marvin gets naded out by Bondik.
That would have been the round if he had that kill.
If he would have made the opening on the B bomb site, and they could have pushed through there. They were already in the same area. They were getting close to the B ramp. It could have been, yes, but
even a trade would have been.
What's it worth thinking about? Could have beens in life, you know.
Well, sometimes it sounds cool. I could have been an astronaut if I at least was somewhat capable, stuff like that. Maybe they could have been a winner. We will see. Krisen will be falling back from that ramp position, hearing a lot of players move by. Nickelback with the first frag will be traded out by Anwin without a lot of trouble. Still is a 4-on-4 favoring the T side usually, as they're trying to collapse towards the B side. A lot of players already rotating from the side of Winstrike with a Dragonlord onto Elian as well, standing by to possibly get a kill as Hades is close by. Still contested from many angles, and now we do see Edwin getting the kill onto Bondik, but Krisen will get 2 in return. It's going to be Elian that needs to get a kill here, but he will fall as well, 2-on-2. And now we will see what will happen in the next few seconds. Oh, Hades, wrong timing, my friend. One bullet tries to go for the one tap. But Anwin is now trying to plant. He should have just waited. He could have still rotated. Could have at least delayed the players from the side of Winstrike. Yes, Anwin is expecting a player to move in from here. But there is a player outside of main. That should have been a kill, but it won't be. It's going to be Winstrike on 22-19 going into the second half of overtime. The defensive side of CT finally working better again.
I'm starting to notice a pattern here, to be quite honest. This is this is the exact same result as the previous overtime, wasn't it? Big
but
Academy got
then
one round.
Then we saw Big Academy actually starting on the CT
So
side.
perhaps there is a chance that maybe Big Academy could get this now. If they start on the CT side, would be a little bit better for them, would be a little bit more convenient. Perhaps. I do want to believe. I think that maybe then, with the sheer thought in mind of the fact that if they do get these last few rounds, they actually have the map and match win. Maybe, just maybe. But
Well,
it's a big if. I honestly can't say.
I'm quite intrigued to see that after these overtimes, we've only seen 3 30 bombs to come in. One from Chris and already getting 36 frags for himself, but, well, the rest of the team also needs to step up in this overtime. So far, it's Winstrike taking the lead, 20-19. The side of Big really needs to step up. Of course, going on towards CT, bringing in those AWPs, possibly favoring them on outside. They will be key. Will they make it work? There will be only one AWP due to Winstrike actually also trying to play quite aggressively towards the A side every now and then trying to retake with the AWP. I'm not too sure about you, but I don't like it.
No, it's not the best course of action, but let's see. It starts off well for Winstrike. They get a double kill there. B ramp just completely opened up now.
You say day, but is Kristen just getting 2, moving
Well, yeah.
in 38 frags for him at this moment in time. Hades has 1 kill in return, but has been tagged up quite heavily as well. It's going to be that 4-on-3 situation, and it seems like Big Academy is losing it right here. Of course, it can be turned around as Enwin takes down Kristen, the most important player, and he will bring that AWP back home, possibly to one of his teammates, as now Hades will fall. That's a interesting wallbang. Not really sure where that transpired. Might have been a lucky shot, or it would have been a little shoulder being spotted out of the player. But I'm not really sure why he was going for that aggressive play, as they didn't have to. It was a 3-on-3. Of course, you don't really have the numbers to work with. At least you have some players to get some kills, and if you just hold an angle, you could still get an opening frag for your team, making it more doable.
Sometimes players just go for those aggressive peaks, the aggressive angles, but it's not, how do I put it? It's not the most sensible choice sometimes, but it's, how do I put it? Ooh. Oh dear.
It's
That is-
Enwin getting a
that's-
frag.
that's solid.
Yeah, it's a Nickelback going down, wallbang through the glass.
Oh, we
As
should
the last
hear
2
the
players
noise.
are now moving in towards the Heaven area. 1 will go towards main. The time is running out, so they have to get those frags in. Oh, it's Enwin with a trade for himself. Grimbo, where are you?
Wait.
Because you have to
Grimbo?
now try to contest it, and of course he will try to commit the plant. Grimbo with the cancel, 20-20, and we have an equal score once more.
Oh, this is, are we going to a third overtime? Is that really what this is going to be?
Why not?
It's-
It could still be the
it
win
could,
for
yes,
Big.
absolutely, but it's, honestly, I didn't imagine this happening. I don't know if I can handle this.
Well, you'll have to just revitalize going into these last few rounds, possibly, or even the first few rounds of another overtime, as of course, we are not sure how this will end. Big Academy is seemingly strong, yet sometimes a little bit wobbly. Now we will see some aggression, possibly from Winstrike, going towards that A side, trying to, well, touch and see, feel, smell, whatever they can do. The execute will be there. It's going to be Panics falling instantly to Nickelback. Hades with 1 in return, but that's a double frag in favor of Winstrike. Grimbo will get 1 and a good tag on to the rest of the players. Good nade as well. That's a double for him. But they can't cancel this plan, can they? There will be a smoke coming out that will cancel a molly going towards Heaven and at least give them some support. But, well, that molly is a little bit too deep.
Oh,
meaning we're now on a
no.
2-on-2. But at the time, it's okay. They have
They
use
have-
kits.
they do have
There
the
is
time.
no stress, but there is some utility. That's a good smoke to come in as well. Marvin will go through. Bondik with the first frag
What?
will be a little bit flustered. His sensitivity not high enough, but eventually gets the frag. 21-20. Winstrike with another round. And they are closing into a match point. Will they win this map? Will we go to Train?
Oh, good Lord Almighty. I think this might actually be happening. I think this might actually be a third overtime now. I so see it happening that Big Academy now just decides, okay, and now we're going to pull this one tactic, which means that we have a solid hold on I'm putting my bets on the B bomb site. They're going to do like they're going to put two people on ramp or something instead of the usual 3, and with that they're going to make sure that somehow.
Oh, there's a ramp rush coming in from Winstrike. They're just putting in the train.
Is this
and
a P90?
Line with the style punch, moving in close, but he will fall to Panics. It's karma, baby. Don't bring the P90 against Big Academy as it is now on 5-on-4. Marvin has fallen back towards the B side. As now Nickelback also on
Nickelback.
fire. Not really the positive kind. There is a player actually close by that could contest hell. It's Lackey, a very strong entry fragger. Will he be able to make it happen? Will we go to another overtime? Or will it be Winstrike coming back in this round? We're not too sure. We're just waiting. We're waiting for the next action to come in.
It's a big question mark. We don't know yet. We will have to see. We will have to figure it out as we go. It could be any way. It could go anywhere. Panics gets the frag on Nickelback, and it sure as well can be is starting to look like Big Academy going for a third overtime, because why not? It's absolutely possible. It's a 2-man advantage that they have over Winstrike right now. Lackey is tagged, he is damaged, and it all makes it so much more difficult. Now down to Marvin to hold this bomb site. Has to push down, should be able to at least throw some sort of utility that might come in well. Does get spotted though. Intel is there, they should be able to get the plant in at least, but where is the rest of Big Academy right now? We've got Panics coming in, Hades does get a frag, Panics does get somewhat tagged back, his shots are missing, but in the meantime there's Crimbo, and there is the second Crimbo frag, and with that, Big Academy win, or well no, they push the third overtime. I was already running ahead of things, clearly. I don't know who's going to win this, because we are going into the third overtime, and honestly, it's all one big question mark. I don't think either of us could have predicted this, for starters.
Oh no,
absolutely
definitely
not. But besides that, honestly, this is madness, I'd almost say. Big Academy are fighting so hard. They're struggling so hard to try and get this, but it's just unbelievable. Right now, going into the third overtime, there is a real potential here that, you know, at this rate, maybe we're just going to play double the amount of rounds of a usual map, because why not? Why not?
Well, why not? But still, Winstrike could make it happen and go to train, and that would mean a very big choo-choo as a hype train for Winstrike might then actually be on the table. So far, they're doing moderately okay. If you just look at Chrisen, he's doing everything they need to do. Opening kills left, right, and center, but the rest of the team needs to step up as well. If they don't, they will lose it. But they are still in a very good situation. Starting here on that T side right now in the third overtime. We're almost going to double the regular time in rounds, but we're slowly building towards that area. Don't worry, we're getting there.
Oh yes, we'll get there. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Isn't that what they say? But it's okay. It is, at the end of the day, very exciting CS going on here. The triple overtime is one of those situations that you don't see happen very often. And who knows, with how these are playing, with how they're so matched to each other, with how they're so competitive. Fourth overtime? Fifth? It's all possible, Chaldrick. Doesn't mean, you know, it's not convenient or anything of the sort, but it could happen, you know? It's all a possibility.
Just think of it. If you can make it to one overtime, why not through many of them? It makes so sense. Maybe. I'm not sure. Panics is just standing by with the AWP once more. We're waiting for that opening kill. We also see the AWP from Alien. This time no P90. And we're waiting for them to see where the first frag will be. Panics is standing by, and so far Winstrike is not really trying to contest him. They know that Yard is pretty much off the table in these overtimes. I don't think they've actually contested Yard at all. Possibly only in the first one, then having a little bit of a struggle there. But so far we do see Big Academy just being uncontested here. Now the smokes do fly in. Panics has to move back a slight bit. And now he's just waiting once more, and the players are moving by. They're going to secret. And how is Big responding to this? So far, one player at ramp. He's not really committing at this moment in time. Will there be a player in defense? No, not yet. And this means that Winstrike has a lot of room to possibly get that plant down soon.
Absolutely. Good opportunity for them to get on top of this site. And if they have that plant, at least, they're playing a sort of after plant situation with almost the entire team. It's actually quite a nasty situation. You've got the molly being thrown in here. a delay actually being thrown in does not allow Big Academy the opportunity to go in. Oh, this window push is a good catch while utility, but how? Okay, eventually Marvin did get the frag there, but that should have gone a lot smoother. Nickelback now are going to throw the bomb down. In the meantime, it's Anhui. Oh dear.
Hades with the timing. Luckily, anyone had a frag before to still have it in a 3-on-3 situation. But the bomb, as you said, has been thrown down by Nickelback. Brings it into a possible favored position for Winstrike. Time is of the essence. Oh, Grimbo will be caught out in the open. Nickelback with another. It's only anyone alive in the 1-3-3. And well, let's be honest. Do you think he will win his... At least he has the first frag. He'll try to make it work. He's moving in, but look at the time. It's already passed way too far. And Winstrike will win the first round here on the third overtime. And will they make it happen finally? After already going through 2 overtimes, undecided.
Third time's the charm. It's a well-known saying, so who knows? Maybe that's what Winstrike needs to actually finish this off, to actually get themselves onto Train, the map that is their last chance ticket of actually winning this match. Of course, if they lose this, then that's that. Then Big Academy wins this map and match. But if they do win this, then we will be going to a third map. We will be going to the ever so lovely Train.
It's going to be Ilian standing by with the AWP, just hoping a player will chime in soon. That opening frag is almost necessary for Winstrike, as we've seen before, to actually win a round. But Big is not giving them any opportunities, trying to slow down with the utility they have. Of course, it's slowly going out of their hands, being exploited. So far, a teeny tiny bit of damage being dealt. Lecky, however, with the opening kill on 2 Panics. That is the upper of the board for Big Academy. This will hurt them big time. Why is a player moving out with utility in his hand? Grimbo will fall, and well, that is not too weird looking at how he peeked there. Nickelback through the smoke. Returning fire on towards Hades, who was spamming. And this will mean it's a 2-on-5, and it's seemingly to be a round in favor of Winstrike. But Marvin is not done yet. We'll make it into a 2-on-4. At least it's something. There's 4 more players to find, and the bomb will be planted relatively soon.
And we'll see, once that bomb plant gets in, there's a good chance for Winstrike to take this round in. Also, due to the one-man advantage that they have, Plant is going down now. B site is the one that Winstrike have chosen. And with that, we'll see if Big Academy is going to give this a shot, see what they can do, see what they can try. Molly is good, pushes the player back to the window area. Nade is not going to deal any damage whatsoever. Oh, Anhui, that's a damn shame. Does get the frag anyhow, though. Going to push through the window now, also get a little tappy here in double doors, but Alien was definitely checking that angle. Now the bomb is ticking through, and this is almost a guaranteed win for Winstrike at this point. Marvin doesn't even get the frag, doesn't have the time, has to back off and leave it for what it is.
A very sad time for Big Academy, now losing another round here in the third overtime. 23-21 will get the eventual exit frag on towards Nickelback, dropping down at AWP. And I'm not really sure how they try to play this one. Of course, they're now losing money, even in a 16k overtime. Losing 2 rounds on CT will hinder your economy a little bit. But of course, they will be able to buy quite all right. At least, I hope so. Otherwise, they will be a little bit sad going into the rest of this round.
It all depends on what you consider quite all right, but it looks to be perfectly fine.
Oh.
Now, utility gets thrown in. Heavy A-site control. Panic starts it off well. Bondic taken out. With that, Elian immediately throws it back. 4v4 situation. Now, if Winstrike wins this round, I would say that Big Academy, that Winstrike has this, that they should have this map. But even then, I can't say anything with certainty, because I would have never said that this was going to be a third overtime, but yet here we are.
Be lucky with another kill on towards Marvin. The plant will come in, and the mollies as well. That means Big Academy has been forced back once more into the end of this first half. A 4v3. At least they've had 1 frag. It's something to work with, as now Grimbo gets another, but of course the trade is there. Something Winstrike has been focusing on in towards the latter stages, but now we do see the 2-on-2. There will be a push coming in, but how will they go about this plan? Lecky still behind the silo, will get 1, will get 2 as well. 24 rounds now for Winstrike, a perfect T-side half with 40 frags right now for Chrisen. He's doing an amazing job, but is it enough? We will see. Only 1 more round necessary for Winstrike. but free for Big Academy if they want to go to another overtime.
And we shall see, is it going to be that Winstrike? One round is all they need. It's possible. It's achievable. Winstrike should be able to get this. They are even playing on the CT side. It should be favored. It should go smoother. But then again, it has to be said, Winstrike have choked at particularly important points. So imagine a 3-round win streak from Big Academy. It's not the weirdest thing to imagine.
We've seen it before.
It's very possible we've seen it before. We've seen bigger round win streaks from Big. So Big Academy, I should say. You know, it's important to make the distinction. So honestly, this is all with an air of uncertainty. It's all left to interpretation. It can go any way, any direction whatsoever. It all depends on how this 4th round is going to start out. If Big Academy manages to get a nice opening pick here, manages to get onto his side, everything should be good, and there's a solid chance that they'll start off their own little round streak. But if things go wrong, then this map is going to be a guaranteed one for Winstrike.
45 rounds we've already seen in towards this map. That's 1.5 normal map. As the first frag comes in from Marvin, he will be refragged by Bondik. It's going to be a frag fest coming in. Edwin will get a frag, but Bondik is not done yet. He will get a triple, make it a quadruple kill. Leaving only Penix alive. He will fall as well. 25-21 Winstrike with the map. Eventually, after a great number of overtimes. But they make it work after a grand total of 3. And that means we'll go to another map. And of course, that will be Train. And, well, just looking at the statistics for some reason, because they don't seem to be right in this series whatsoever,
no,
it will be favored for Winstrike. And what we said as well, if they do get this round win, they will have some momentum. They will have some vibes going in their favor. And possibly, just possibly, they will be able to win this series as well with a 2-1 scoreline. It's going to be hard, RJ.
Oh, it's going to be a challenge, and we'll see. Who knows? I mean, at this rate, you know, if we're going to continue the pattern, I expect Train to have 5 overtimes at this point, you know, because 1, 3, 5. But let's be honest here. I do hope that there's going to be a clear and decisive winner this time round. We could look at statistics, but, well, statistics have proven to be unreliable, clearly. So I'm just going to go on feeling. I'm right now with the performance that Winstrike has said, I might actually turn this around. I might actually follow Maniac here on his prediction and say that Winstrike will actually get Train and that they will actually win this map and match.
I'm going to double up on that because I think Winstrike now has that momentum, has that map in. And let's hope they will make it work. We're going to a 5-minute break. When we're back, we'll be going to Train and see who will be the winner of this eventual series. And we'll have to play another best of 3 against Heretics.